15.
It's high school hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Join us all winter long as we feature live San Juan and Monticello basketball. Now, without further delay, we send you courtside for tonight's action. Welcome to High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we are excited to welcome you live to the San Juan High School Gymnasium here tonight, as we've got a fun one in store among a couple of rivals. This is a long-standing rivalry here tonight as the Broncos welcome into town the Monticello Buckaroos, and this should be a good little showdown here tonight. And I am Rhett Sifford welcoming you in, joined tonight again by Bobby Bowering. Bobby, it's good to have you back on the force here as we get set to go, and it's a fun night in a couple ways. We've got a rivalry basketball game going on tonight, and you've informed me that we're getting a little flag-raising ceremony here tonight.
Yeah, it should be a good night. Football team for San Juan's dropping their banner tonight, and I always love this tradition. They've got Monticello and San Juan right before Christmas. They're always playing a basketball game, so it's always fun.
This is the traditional and annual pre-Christmas matchup. So, yeah, it's exciting tonight. We're gearing up, and it's a couple teams that are going to do some battle here tonight. The Monticello Buckaroos we'll take a look at here as we open up the High School Hoops pregame show and just chat with them first, or chat about them first. And it's a team that comes in 2-7 on the season, wins over Merritt Prep. And Dolores, the win over Dolores coming this past, that was in Dolores, actually. That was not at the tournament, though the Dolores girls were playing in the Bulldog Classic this weekend, or this past weekend. The boys team was not, but Monticello traveled over there and beat Dolores 64-37, so that was their last win. And then it was a tough Bulldog Classic for Monticello, losses to Nucla, and then a loss to Dove Creek in double overtime. I believe it was double overtime, but just a crazy loss. It looks like the score they've got reported on Max Preps is 54-53. The score I had was 52-51, so I'm not sure what was the official, but it seems like maybe Max Preps, I think, is the official for high school basketball in Utah. But at any rate, it's a team, Bobby, that's looking to come in and get some wins, but they're definitely going to have their hands full against their rivals here tonight, a San Juan team that's found their identity.
Yeah, I think so too. San Juan's kind of hitting their stride these last couple of weekends. Credit to Coach Nelson. I like the term he used, identity. I feel like he's found his team's identity, and he's really starting to play to that and coach to that. But you never know with these rivalry games.
Absolutely. That's everything goes out the window for sure. Well, I always enjoy getting the opportunity to talk with Josh Keyes, the head coach of the Monticello Buckaroos, and as always, it's a good conversation. We did chat with him. I visited him in the locker room just a little bit ago, and here's what he has to say as his team gets set to go for this one here tonight. Hey,
Coach, it's awesome to get a chance to chat with you again. I get this once a year, basically, so it's fun. This is a unique deal. You get to coach tonight against a young man who you coached. So are you feeling old at this point? I know I am.
I talked to Easton just a minute ago, Coach Nelson. We got some great memories. One of the things we got to share was we got to cut some nets down together when he was a player back in 2014. So it's surreal, probably best way to describe coaching against him. Really, really proud of him. Very happy for him, what he's accomplished. He's great. I think he's great for this community, great for his team. Brings a love for the game. He is a Red Sox fan. That is one big mark against him.
You are a baseball man.
That's true. And Braves and Red Sox don't play in the same league or division, so I guess we'll just coexist.
I never thought that we'd be talking about the Braves and the Red Sox tonight, but it's always you never know what you're going to get with Josh Keyes. It's pre-Christmas, last game before Christmas. What are your thoughts, I guess, about your team here near midpoint of the season?
We're really young. I mean, we graduated the whole cupboard last year, and so we're trying to find an identity. We bring back basically one player with any kind of varsity experience, and he's a defensive specialist. That's J.D. McDonald. So we're trying to figure out who we are. We've got young kids, Cooper Nilsson, who's a sophomore, who's getting big minutes right now. Jackson's getting big minutes as a sophomore. We're expecting a lot from him. Mason Atwood and Curtis Bunker are two of the greatest kids I've coached, and they're working their guts out. But right now we're still searching for that identity. This game tonight, a lot of David and Goliath, I guess you would say. Big versus little. I told the kids, tonight's a night about playing with pride, respect for your community and your school. At the end of the day, I told them our goal was to walk out of this gym knowing we left it on the court.
Well, it's a traditional rivalry, of course, long-time rivalry, very storied. Is it still that passionate down at Monticello? Is it still that passionate here at San Juan? Is that still the angst that comes with that?
It's a hard question to answer, Rhett, to be honest with you. It seems like population-wise, our schools are going in separate directions. We can continue to get smaller, and they continue to get a little bit bigger. But the proximity, the close proximity, and the fact that so many of these fans, whether it be through marriage or whatever, kind of coexist, live with each other. And so, there's some rivalry there. And at the end of the day, I told the kids, I said, you just got to go play hard. You put the story behind you. It probably means more to your parents and your aunts, uncles, and their aunts and uncles than it does to the kids, you want me to be honest. But we're just still trying to find an identity, and that's our goal.
What's the feeling you get from your boys tonight? Are they excited to go? What do you feel from them?
I think they're excited. We had a really, really rough loss on Saturday, to double overtime loss to Dove Creek that just was really, really taxing on everybody on this squad. So we had a quick turnaround. We had a short practice yesterday. We had to deal with the elementary who's setting up for their Christmas program, so we only got a short practice, a quick turnaround. So this is what I can say. The boys love to compete, and I love to compete. I promise you my blood pressure will be just as high at game time as it is any game time. So we'll go out there. We won't quit. We'll play hard, and we'll see what happens.
You talk about identity, and since I follow San Juan more often now than I do Monticello, they had a game last week or a couple weeks ago against American Heritage. They were at that point still trying to find their identity. That's the type of game that will galvanize them for the rest of this year. So I guess what do you guys need to do against that team that may have kind of found a little bit of identity here this year?
Well, we're looking for those roles, and J.D. McDonald, the senior, our only varsity experience really coming back. He's trying to settle into his new role, and I feel like it's a domino effect. Once he settles into his new role, I think the other boys and will come along. It's also a maturity process. I'm playing two sophomores and a freshman a lot of varsity minutes. So it's really difficult. They're coming off playing a C team year and a junior high year to being a big time varsity contributor. So it's just it's just them finding what works in the chemistry with those older kids, and then just making some buckets. We've struggled to score all year. We knew that was going to be the case, but we're just going to continue firing it up there and hope it goes in.
Anything different from you guys from what's gone on so far this year against San Juan tonight?
You're going to see a little bit. I'm going to try to speed the game up a bit, but that'll probably play right into their hands. I'm not sure. I've watched a lot of film, and they're very athletic. But the reality is I can't get caught in a half court because it won't work for me. So we're going to speed the game up a little bit. If it turns into a track meet, it's probably my best chance to keep it close and reasonable. So we're going to – J.D. McDonald, I keep mentioning his name, he's super athletic. And the best thing to do for him is just to put the carrot out there and let him chase it around, see if he can't grab it. So if we get caught in a good old-fashioned 1A half-court shoot-it-out game, we'll be in big trouble.
All right, Coach. Well, it's always fun between these two teams. Good luck out there tonight. Have fun. That's what it's all about for sure.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And always a fun conversation with him, and I never did figure that we'd be talking MLB here tonight before we get set to go. But just want to continue taking a look here on the pregame show at these Monticello Buckaroos and coming in. And I'm not sure, he, of course, mentioned J.D. McDonald's name left and right, obviously maybe being the quarterback of this offense and the main leader of this team. But according to the Des News, the stats that I'm looking at, we're missing a couple games. Again, the Buckaroos 2-7 coming in. We have stats for 7 of those games. It looks like to me probably the tournament games from this past weekend at Dove Creek are missing, but without those games, here's how it stood. Curtis Bunker through the first 7 games of the season, was leading the team with 94 points. That's an average of almost 13.5 per game, and so he's the only player for the Buckaroos averaging in double digits. Mason Atwood with 61 points. That's almost 9 points per game. Then it's J.D. McDonald averaging 7 a game at 49. Caden Pearson scoring 35 so far for Monticello. That's an average of 5 a game. And Traken Lee rounds out the top 5 with 31 points in 7 games, and that's an average of almost 4.5. 3-point baskets for Monticello. Jackson Kai's leading the way with 9 points. The coach's kid, 9 threes. The coach's kid leading. Curtis Bunker with 6. Cash Young has 5, as does J.D. McDonald. Couple 3-pointers for Traken Lee, and Caden Pearson had 1, at least through the first 7 games of the season. Rebounding, and Mason Atwood leading in that department with 15 boards. Caden Pearson had 10, J.D. McDonald 8, Traken Lee 6, and Jackson Kai's 5 is the top 5. And so that's really just kind of taking a look at the individual stats. And again, we're missing a couple games there, but that kind of gives you an idea for the Monticello Buckaroos. JV game still going on here. We got about 3 minutes left in that. Right now the Broncos hanging on to a 6-point lead, 55-49. This has been an exciting game here today. Sitting down on the sideline talking with Coach Easton Nelson. It's closer than they wanted out here tonight right now, Bobby.
Yeah, no, it's been an entertaining game. My focus has kind of been watching the end of this. Monticello's doing a really good job hanging around with this Bronco team.
Yeah, and we'll see. Obviously, they're trying to shock the world tonight against San Juan. Get a little upset here tonight. It's always fun, like you said, just what you expect kind of can go out the window during a rivalry game, and we'll see. I know there's going to be a lot of passion on the court here tonight. I don't know that we'll see any fighting out here like we almost saw against American Heritage, but I know there's going to be passion out there on the floor tonight.
Yeah, for sure. I think both these teams, it's not too hard to get up, for a Monticello-San Juan game, no matter if it's basketball, football, baseball. I think every one of these kids kind of knows the history behind the rivalry, and even as Coach, Kai's alluded to, it might mean a little bit more to their parents and stuff. But
yeah, that's hilarious. The old people, I guess it means more to us than the young kids.
Which is funny, but yeah. I think the kids, they realize it. I think they feel that. So, I'm expecting, it's going to be a packed house here tonight, and it should be fun.
It's fun in every way. When you get a full crowd in here, and half are black and orange and half are blue and gold, it's always fun for sure.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll continue the High School Hoops pregame show. When we return, we'll switch gears and take a look at the San Juan Broncos. Stay with us. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Last year I was at my lowest, going through some pretty serious depression. A couple of friends of mine stopped by the house and said they were worried about me. Said they'd feel a lot better if they could hold on to my firearms until things turned around. I think they saved my life.
If your loved ones are struggling, talk to them about temporarily storing their guns away from their home, because things do get better.
With a changing economy and advancing technology, it's time that marketing and selling of real estate in San Juan County catches up. Four Corners Homes and Property Management is changing the game. Every Four Corners Homes listing includes 3D mapping and virtual tours, professional photos, a digital and global 21st century footprint, and marketing exposure that makes it easy for buyers to find and identify what makes your listing unique. Marketing and exposure sells real estate, and if you want the best, you need Four Corners Homes on your team. Find us at fourcornershomes.net or call 801-404-0058.
Blue Mountain Hospital, we're thrilled to welcome Cade Lyman, Dane Lyman, and Brian Kirk, joining our unparalleled team of healthcare professionals. Blue Mountain Hospital has been setting the standard for rural hospitals since 2009.
Back live to San
It's
Juan
High School Hoops
we
on Red Rock
this evening. It's Rhett Sifford and Bobby Bowering again tonight. High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Should be a fun rivalry matchup here tonight as the San Juan Broncos welcome in the Monticello Buckaroos to Blanding. And we do welcome you to the High School Hoops pregame show. And tonight our broadcast is brought to you in part by Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, Utah State University Blanding, San Juan Health, Car Shop Auto Body, Colleen Kays, author of the 7 Dynamos of Organizational Power, Red Mechanical, and San Juan Building Supply. Huge thanks to all the sponsors who make the broadcast possible. And as we take a look now at the San Juan Broncos on the High School Hoops pregame show, and we've mentioned this a couple times, and we were together watching that game a week and a half ago against American Heritage, and obviously a loss against a team that's been putting up 90-plus points against most of their other opponents, but the Broncos have held them pretty well under that, and especially had a pretty productive game against American Heritage in the tournament over at Enterprise this past weekend. But that first matchup here at San Juan was testy. There was some posturing going on. There were some technical fouls that probably weren't called in that game. There was some physicality. There was some ego. It was all going on that night, and that we're going to look back, I think, at the end of the season and continue to say, and maybe I've harped on it too much, but that is probably the changing point in the Broncos season that has really kind of galvanized them as a team. And since that point, they've really kind of found an identity and have played a lot better basketball as a unit since that a week and a half ago game.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And I feel like, every team kind of has that moment in their season where things kind of start to click. Things that the coaches are asking you to do start to make sense for the players. And again, kudos to Coach Nelson, because you've got to find, your certain players' strengths. You got to find what works well for them, what works for this group of kids. And it does take a couple of games, and it does feel like he kind of hit a groove and some strides during that game, and the boys did, and they're starting to mesh just together as a full unit. So it's been really cool to see.
Yeah, that's something you don't think about a whole lot, as coaches change and morph into different things throughout the year too. And in my personal opinion, that championship teams have to be able to adjust, not only on the fly during games, but throughout seasons as well.
Yeah, just from experience, you've always got to be on the fly. You got to be willing to change things. You got to be willing to make adjustments when you see fit. And I think that's the mark of a good coach, and I think we've seen Coach Nelson do that early on this season. So.
And as a young coach, impressive to see, and always fun to talk with him too. And again, you heard us talk with Coach Kais about the kind of uniqueness of this situation where you have a kid who played for a coach and tonight coaching against each other. Pretty cool. Definitely makes me feel old, that's for sure. But, when young coaches younger than me are coaching against kids they coached, all of a sudden we're all getting old. So Easton maybe is the only one who's not super old at this point. But we did chat with him just a minute ago, and always fun to chat with him too. Here's what he has to say as we get set to go tonight.
Well, Coach, coming off a productive trip to Enterprise this past weekend, you guys getting ready to go here tonight against your rivals, and this is a unique game. You get to coach against a young man who coached you to a state championship. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique experience to go against my alma mater for the first time since I've taken the head job here, but I'm really excited for it. And while it's a unique situation, I would say that I'm probably uniquely prepared also to take this on, because I know how players from Monticello view this game. I remember how I viewed this game growing up, and I fully expect Monticello to come out with everything they've got. And we've learned in years past that if we don't come out ready to play, that they're going to come out and compete with us, and they're going to keep it closer than we want it to be, and they're going to last longer than we want them to last if we come out and just expect it to be, an easier game than what it's really going to be.
Well, I know you're proud of the way your boys played over at Enterprise and kind of the identity that you found since that first game against American Heritage a week and a half ago. And how have things looked, I guess, leading up to this game here this week in practice?
Very good. I'm very happy with the practices that we've had. These guys can smell it. You go and you look at the stats, you go and look at the film. This is a dang good basketball team coming on right now. And there's not a lot of people around 2A that are paying too much attention to us, which we're okay with. But it's very clear to us how close we are to really breaking through. And so coming into a game tonight, it's just like every other game. It's about getting better as a team. We've been very good at that up to this point in this year, but we have to make sure that we come out and we come with a perspective to get better.
Logistically tonight, what's it look like? The same as we've seen from you guys, or are you switching anything up?
No, I'm going to keep things pretty similar. We're going to go hard and fast. We're going to run as hard as we can run. We're going to attack as hard as we can attack, and we're going to try to keep it pretty similar to what we've been doing. We keep, I looked at a crazy stat the other day. We've taken over 100 more layups than our opposing teams through 10 games. And, I love that rim attack. I love getting there. We obviously need to finish more of those, but by no means do I want to change any part of that attack for tonight.
You think the boys are gaining confidence each game?
I know it. I can see it in them. I hear it from them in conversations that I have with them. I see it in the way that we practice. There's a lot more energy. There's a lot of physicality. There's a lot of compete. These boys are coming. They're feeling good. They're growing. And more importantly than anything, they are believing in who they can be.
Do you kind of wish there was no Christmas? Does the break mess up your rhythm, or is it not a factor?
You know, it's definitely something that I've been thinking a lot about, because priority one is don't take a step back, right? And we come out with a dang tough game with Emory first off, and then we jump into region, and these are games that we have to come out and be ready to play in. I love where we're at right now, but yes, to your point, I am thinking a lot about how do we maintain this, you know. Christmas is fine and it's great. We're trying something a little different this year. Typically, we have a 3-game Hodson tournament, and this year we're not going to do that. We filled our schedule other places. We are going to practice as normal and see if we can still come out with positive energy on the other side.
All right, Coach, we appreciate it. Good luck tonight against your rivals. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And a fun conversation with Coach Easton Nelson. We do appreciate both coaches for chatting with us tonight. And looking at San Juan, they come in tonight 4-6, so still a couple games under 500, but playing pretty well. You know, you heard Coach Nelson there. I can't remember if he said it in the interview, but I know just talking maybe off mic, he believes that they could have and maybe should have won that game against American Heritage this past weekend, but just a bit of a slow fourth quarter. But in both of those games this past weekend, just like the football team, anytime you guys would get down, Bobby, you always battle back. There was never a time when you didn't face adversity, you didn't battle back. And the Bronco basketball team did that this past weekend. They were down by 20 points, 45-25 with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter against Roland Hall. Stormed back to win that game fairly easily, even though it got close at the end. And then same thing against American Heritage. They were down double digits and battled back to make it a close game, and then struggled in the fourth quarter to close. But that's a good sign when you see a team battling back through adversity like that.
Yeah, and I think that's a testament to the culture they have here too, you know. And I mean, just knowing these kids, they do have that never quit attitude, and I mean, the fact that they're willing to keep playing hard through adversity shows that they believe what Coach Nelson's doing, they believe how he's coaching them, and I think that goes, you know, in the long run a long ways to be able to turn back and look at those moments and say, yeah, we never quit, and we believe in what we're doing here, and we believe it's going to lead us to success. So.
Absolutely. 4 wins this year, like I said, against Wayne early in the season. We're still kind of early in the season, but then against Bayfield, Montezuma Cortez, and, of course, the win this past weekend over Roland Hall. Let's take a look at some of these players, stats-wise. And leading San Juan, continuing to lead San Juan, I should say, is Anthony Doan. The Broncos have a couple players in double-digit average now. And let me see, are we missing? No, we're not missing anything stats-wise for them. But Doan has 124 points through the first 10 games, so this is going to be easy to figure the averages tonight. You just move a decimal, so it's almost 12.5 points for him per game. Jake Ivins has stepped it up of late. He has over 100 points now for San Juan as well, 106, so averaging over 10.5. R.J. Daly up to 77 points on the year, almost 8 a game. Jagger Neves, 67, so almost 7 a game. And Trip Palmer rounds out the top 5 with 54 points. So that's almost 5.5 per game. Long-range shooter, the main man right now is Daly, and he got hot. He had a couple, I think he had 4 key three-point baskets, but right on his tail is, so he has 15 total on the year. But Jayton Knight, as we saw when he came in against American Heritage a week and a half ago, off the bench and scored a couple three-pointers. His 2 three-pointers against Roland Hall this past weekend were instrumental in them. First of all, the one tied the game since they battled back, and then the other one helped them keep their lead in the fourth quarter. So Jayton Knight has come on and has been really good for San Juan off the bench of late, especially from long range. Anthony Doan has 6 three-pointers, Jagger Neves with 5, and Jake Ivins has 3. Rebounding, Anthony Doan is getting it done on the boards. He's averaging 7 rebounds a game with 70 total. R.J. Daly has 49. Trip Palmer and Jagger Neves both with 44, and Keaton Ivins has 33. And I know that's something the coaching staff harps on. They really want him to be in those boards. You know, they want him to bang the boards down there and get those rebounds.
Yeah, and I think, and we don't have the stat, but I think if you broke that up into offensive rebounds too, I think we'd see some impressive offensive rebound stats. I think both sides of the ball, they're crashing, and I think that's leading to good shots for them and creating opportunities, how well they've been crashing the boards.
Yeah, and another thing that was amazing this past weekend against Roland Hall was that press, and Coach Nielsen talked about it was a different kind of a press, and Roland Hall could never overcome it. San Juan stole the ball almost every time they inbounded it, and they scored almost every time they stole it when they rallied. They went on an 18-0 run to come back in that game, and all of that was due to that press. And so I don't know if we'll see that continually throughout the rest of the season. He said it wasn't something that they felt they could do against American Heritage in that Saturday game this past weekend. American Heritage pretty athletic and skilled and was pretty good at breaking their press. So I think maybe they just didn't want to roll the dice on that during that game, but definitely paid dividends. So I imagine we'll see that here and there throughout the rest of the year. And obviously you have to be able to adjust and change things up when you need, just like you said.
Yeah, no, it's good, and it's always good to have that kind of stuff in your back pocket for the right situation. Keep the opposing team just on their toes. Don't let them know what you're going to come out and do, and I think that's probably one of the best things you can do. So,
all right, we'll take one more break, and we'll come back out to, I think, conclude the pregame show. I imagine here very shortly we're going to start getting some pregame ceremony. Again, they are going to be raising the banner here tonight for the third straight state championship in football for the San Juan Broncos, so that's going to be a fun time. I imagine they're going to cut the lights in here. They're going to shoot some smoke, or what are we going to do in here?
I don't know
Laser
how big
light
of a
show
production they got planned, but
we'll find out, that's for sure. Of course, none of that's really going to translate very well to radio, but for the folks on StreamUtah.Live tonight, you'll be able to check that out. They're going to be raising the banner for the three-time in a row state football champions in the 2A ranks, the San Juan Broncos. We'll take a break. We'll come back out to finish up the pregame show. Stay with us live from Blanding, San Juan High School Gym. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
At Energy Fuels, creating opportunities and participating in the local community is important to us. Thanks to our dedicated employees, we're safely producing critical materials that support cleaner energy sources and a better planet for future generations. Knowing that the youth of today will make great contributions tomorrow, we're proud to sponsor San Juan High School athletics. In 1957, Lyle and Clea Johnson founded Lyle Northern Electric. What began as a small business in their family home has grown into the prominent local company it is today, a third-generation owned and operated company. Lyle Northern Electric is honored to have served the people of San Juan County for the past 65 years and is a proud supporter of high school sports.
Blue Mountain Hospital, we're thrilled to welcome Cade Lyman, Dane Lyman, and Brian Kirk, joining our unparalleled team of healthcare professionals. Blue Mountain Hospital has been setting the standard for rural hospitals since 2009.
San Juan Credit Union. Your money, your future, your credit union. We have branches available in Blanding, Monticello, and Bluff. Come on down and see us.
Back live to San Juan High School. Rhett Sifford and Bobby Bowering welcome you back. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live with the San Juan Broncos getting set to host the Monticello Buckaroos in the annual pre-Christmas rivalry matchup. This thing alternates back and forth between Monticello and San Juan, and this is always a fun one. This is one when things go out the window, and rivalries sometimes can create some upsets. I know Monticello is hoping for that tonight. We know they're going to have their hands full with what is turning into a pretty good San Juan basketball team. We're brought to you tonight in part by Flights Gymnastics, Northern Electric, Emory Telcom, Napa Motor Parts, Creative Floors, San Juan School District CTE programs, Blue Mountain Foods, Energy Fuels, Precision Rehab, Lee Contracting, Desert Rivers Credit Union, and Holiday Construction. And Bobby, I'm assuming that they're about to raise the banner. Maybe since you are a part of that coaching staff, maybe I guess chat about your boys this year and the state championship season again, third in a row. That's obviously not a fluke. And so, maybe just chat a little bit about the team and your thoughts. Obviously, it's a little bit different than basketball, but it's still all pretty much the same guys who are out here. So,
yeah, most of the kids that we coached on football team are on the basketball team, and just really cool experience to be here for this. I mean, you look up there and you see the other two banners that we've had from the last couple of years, and about to drop the third one tonight. And I don't know, every time I look at this group of boys, it's just really cool to, I don't know, just super proud of them, I guess. That's the best way to explain it. You just know the hard work, the blood, the sweat, and tears that went into that. It's not just some banner up there. It symbolizes a lot.
Here at Utah Naval Health System, our mission statement is we exist to improve your quality of life through comprehensive, self-empowered, culturally sensitive, and amazing customer service.
Glad you've joined us, ladies and gentlemen. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. The annual pre-Christmas rivalry matchup between the San Juan Broncos and the Monticello Buckaroos, and this year it's happening here in Blanding. We are glad you've joined us. It is Rhett Sifford and Bobby Bowering, and our broadcast this evening is brought to you in part by San Juan Pharmacy, Canyonlands Tire, Diamond Propane, Red's Ace Hardware, Southeastern Utah 7-Eleven stores, Blue Mountain Hospital, Furniture Gallery, Dependable Auto Repair, Primary Residential Mortgage, and Four Corners Electric, among many, many others. We do want to give a big shout out and a huge thanks to all the sponsors who make these broadcasts possible. And I think we're going to take one final break as we're going to have the national anthem right now. So we will send it back to the studio for a very quick break. We will return for the starting lineups and the opening tips. Stay with us. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Is Art in here somewhere?
Remove your caps. Sing along with the San Juan High School band under the lyrics of Mark Bacon. Helps us to honor our nation with the claim of the national anthem.
Back live to San Juan High School in Blanding. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. We're getting the Monticello starters now. It's going to be number 2, 5'10" senior guard, J.D. McDonald. This is the visiting Monticello Buckaroos, by the way. Number 12, 6-foot junior guard, Caden Pearson. Number 14, 6'2" senior guard, Curtis Bunker. Number 21, 6'2" junior forward, Traken Lee. And finally tonight, number 23, 6-foot senior forward, Mason Atwood. The starting 5 for the visiting Monticello Buckaroos, coached by Josh Keyes. They'll be wearing the road black unis tonight with the white numbers and orange highlights. And now the hometown San Juan Broncos getting set to be called. They're trying to get the crowd pumped up right now. And they're going to be wearing the home white unis with the royal blue and gold stripe. And the starters now being called for the San Juan Broncos. It is number 1, 6-foot senior guard, Brigham Nielsen. Number 3, 5'8" junior guard, Jake Ivins. Number 5, 6'2" senior forward, Keaton Ivins. Number 14, 6-foot senior guard, R.J. Daly. And finally tonight, the leading scorer for this Broncos squad, number 25, 6-foot senior guard and forward, Anthony Doan. So the Broncos coached by Easton Nelson, and we are set to go here tonight between these two rivals. And you heard the Broncos head coach saying they want to get out here and run as fast as they can tonight, get it started quickly, very similar to what you guys would do on the football field as well, try to get a quick start.
Not a bad way to do it, get their backs against the wall quick and just do your thing. Makes it easy when you're the one dictating.
And Daly actually wins the opening tip, but it comes right down to Curtis Bunker. So Monticello will have the opening possession of the night. And now on to J.D. McDonald out high on the right wing. Dribbles to the top of the key. It opened up for him, but he elects not to shoot. Hands off left side to Bunker. Back top of the key for Pearson. Now a kind of a handoff to Bunker. He swings through the lane. Can't get the finger roll, but he does draw the first foul of the night. And he will go to the line and shoot 2.
That was a good job being aggressive. San Juan came out in that aggressive man-to-man defense, but just penetrating and going in and drawing a foul. It's not a bad way to do it to start the game.
And looks like the first foul of the night goes to Anthony Doan tonight. And so at the line for Monticello is Curtis Bunker, and he drains the first. So Monticello opens the scoring 1-0. And it was a 10-point victory for the San Juan JV here tonight. So Monticello did a great job keeping that one close. We'll see if anything similar happens in this varsity matchup. Bunker starts the Buckaroos, off right with a couple buckets from the free throw line, and now San Juan will get their opening possession of the night. And it's Doan on the right wing, handing off to Ivins. Back out high to Brigham Nielsen, now over into the left corner. Jake Ivins drives through traffic, throws it up at the glass in traffic. A lot of physicality there. He can't score, and it's rebounded by Monticello. The Buckaroos will bring it back in the offensive end with a 2-0 lead. Here's a running three-point jumper. No good for J.D. McDonald, and San Juan tracks down the loose ball. So both teams with a couple rebounds. Here's R.J. Daly missing from the left side as he drove in, and another rebound for Monticello. So 2 rebounds for the Buckaroos here early. There's a little hook shot, a fade from Mason Atwood, no good. And San Juan has a couple of defensive rebounds as well. Now Anthony Doan, right side for Brigham Nielsen. They go top of the key for Jake Ivins. Left wing for R.J. Daly. Now Brigham Nielsen again, right wing. He'll hand off to Jake Ivins. Now back to Nielsen. Drives inside the free throw line. Now kicks it out. A 3 for R.J. Daly, no good. And San Juan with the first offensive rebound of the ball game. And now driving the bucket, unable to score, and being whistled for the offensive charge is Keaton Ivins.
And San Juan early on, they've gotten a couple of really good looks underneath the basket, but just unable to finish it. Kudos to Monticello for making it hard, and here comes San Juan out of that press.
Okay, that was, yep. So Monticello will inbound after the charge to Keaton Ivins. And the Buckaroos have it in the offensive end. A little fake handoff, a little play action from J.D. McDonald, the quarterback, like he did all year. And they eventually get it down low. Missing another fade is Mason Atwood. And on the rebound, this will be a foul to the Buckaroos. J.D. McDonald called for his first of the night, and that is the first for Monticello in this game.
Monticello doing a good job getting down into that low post as well. And they've had a couple good looks, just rimmed out a couple of them. So look for both teams to kind of start making their shots here. But good job by both offenses to start the game.
Here's Keaton Ivins, left wing three on the way, no good, and rebounded by San Juan. So another offensive rebound for the Broncos. And they get a chance to set it back up with a fresh 35. Here's Anthony Doan on the right side. Hands off to Brigham Nielsen. His pass was deflected, but still makes it to Daly. Now right wing again for Doan. Drives into the free throw line, kicks left wing. Jake Ivins drives, kicks, three for Doan. A little bit long. And rebounded by San Juan once again. So the Broncos doing a good job offensively to beat Monticello to these rebounds, at least on this possession. But the Broncos still looking for their first points tonight. We are almost 3 minutes in. Here's Brigham Nielsen, and he drains the three. And that may get San Juan started. That's their first lead of the game, 3-2.
And sometimes you just got to see that first one go in, and then things will get rolling here.
And now that press, and it results in another turnover to Monticello. Daly can't score, but the Broncos another rebound. And now an offensive charge is called on Jake Ivins. So the basket that he scored will not count.
We'll give Monticello their credit. They came out. They're not letting San Juan have anything easy right now on the defense end. I mean, they're earning every shot they're taking. They've gotten 2 charges. They're doing a really good job right now putting the pressure on San Juan defensively.
Yeah, here's the press. The Broncos have come out with it 2 times in a row now, and Coach Kais doesn't like it. He may have expected it. He's going to call a timeout and talk it over with his team. They're going to try, I think, maybe to make some adjustments, try to break this San Juan press. If they saw some film, which I'm assuming they did, of that Roland Hall game, they might know what to expect here with this San Juan press here tonight.
Yeah, you can tell early on in this game, too, a lot of emotions. It's pretty intense to start off, a little bit of out of control on both sides of the ball. You know, look for both teams to kind of settle here. Now they're getting about halfway into the first quarter. Probably start making some of these shots we've seen them miss. But overall, it's been a good first half of the first quarter. So
obviously I've seen San Juan, this is my first physical actual look at Monticello this year, but I've seen San Juan all year so far this season, and the Broncos have a player or two who always play an entire game almost out of control. So
yeah, I think it's kind of their
I'm not
style.
going to say names, but
little scrappy. We'll call it scrappy.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh shoot.
Okay, so here's Monticello back in the offensive end. Unable to score is Mason Atwood. He got a great drive to the bucket there, and I think, is this a foul coming on the rebound?
It might have been
just
a jump
went out
ball.
of bounds.
I think I called a jump ball here. And San Juan going to their bench here early. You got Justice Black in the ball game now and Jagger Neves that came in. So see if we can get some life off the bench.
Here's Ivins driving it in. Jake Ivins, great pass. Back door to Anthony Doan, and he was open, lays it up and in. And you see Coach Nielsen yelling at his players to get into that press. Monticello's able to break it with a pass through the middle, and now San Juan takes it away, and we'll run it back down the court. And so the Broncos forcing some turnovers right now to Monticello, but now the Broncos will turn it over. And Monticello running back up with Mason Atwood. It looks like he's fouled on the floor left of the basket, and that'll be the second on Anthony Doan, so not exactly what the Broncos want here, to have their leading scorer with a couple fouls, and he will come out as Jayton Knight comes in for the first time.
Yeah, if you're Anthony Doan, you probably want to be a little smarter on that last possession, knowing you already have 1 foul. Now he's probably going to be out for a good portion of the rest of this first half, so we'll have to see how San Juan adjusts.
3 for Caden Pearson from the left wing, no good, but a nice putback for Monticello as Traken Lee scores. So that time the Buckaroos beating the Broncos to the offensive board. I think that's the first offensive board for Monticello. And now, speaking of, Jagger Neves goes to the bucket and lays it up and in, plus a foul.
So we got a foul and we got a technical foul on 23. 23, I can't remember.
Mason Atwood.
Atwood got a technical. I didn't see what he did. He might have said something to the ref, but yeah, so count
that's
the
usually
basket.
the way it works. And so, wow, Mason Atwood will be called for the tee here. And that is not what Coach Kais would support. And they're having a little discussion between the referee, the player, and the coach here. So I think they'll get that figured out. And meanwhile, Jagger Neves is at the line to shoot 3 as he completes a 3-point play here with 1 foul shot. And now he will shoot 2 on the technical. And then the Broncos will also have possession. So for Monticello, this is a costly early mistake.
Yeah, Monticello's done such a good job keeping it tight here this first quarter. So San Juan looking to capitalize on this. And back to that shot by Jagger. That was a great finish by him. Came down to the lane hard and was a little contorted in the air and found a way to get that ball in. That was a really good shot by Jagger.
That was awesome. I don't know that I've ever used the word contorted during a broadcast, so thank you for bringing that in. I like it.
That's what we're here for.
5 points now right off the bench for Jagger. And that gives San Juan, that stretches the Broncos lead to 10-4. So we'll see if Monticello can overcome that mistake with the tee early on. Here's R.J. Daly driving the lane and scoring it high off the glass. So the Broncos now lead 12-4. Monticello trying to break this half-court press for San Juan. Great move by J.D. McDonald, but Justice Black reached around. You talk about contorted and reached around behind to correct himself and get a block on that.
No, that was a good recovery there by Justice Black to get that swat.
But it goes out of bounds off Justice, so Mason Atwood takes the inbound pass, misses. He was too deep there underneath the backboard and had it go off underneath there. A rebound for San Juan. Now, speaking of Justice Black, a 3 is no good for Justice. And Monticello with the defensive board this time. And the Buckaroos have it back in the offensive end. And it is Caden Pearson sending it down into the corner to J.D. McDonald. Back out to Pearson. He'll dribble it right to left across the top of the key. Pulling up inside the arc is Bunker. Had the shot partially deflected. Got another opportunity, missed that. And then a missed opportunity for Mason Atwood as well. So a couple offensive rebounds that time for Monticello. And this time San Juan comes away with the basketball. The Broncos work it back in. Right wing Jagger Neves. Hands off to Daly. Now Jayton Knight tripped up a little bit, almost lost the basketball. But he recovers. Now Justice Black takes a pass. He's too deep. Kicks it out. 3 from Daly. Rims out. And rebounded by Monticello's Traken Lee in the corner.
Yeah, both teams getting really good open looks here and not really knocking them down. That last possession for Monticello had a couple good looks under the basket. You got to look to make those easy shots if they want to stay in the ball game.
Monticello with it underneath the basket. Nice pass. And some physicality underneath there, but Traken Lee scores anyway. And so that's the first points for Monticello in a couple minutes as they cut the San Juan lead in half. It's 12-6. Broncos with it back in the offensive end, down to 100 seconds to go in this opening quarter. Wow, the seas part for Jagger Neves. I don't know what happened defensively for Monticello, but he went right up the gut to the hole and laid it in.
Man, Jagger's so quick with that first step.
And missing a shot coming back the other way is Caden Pearson for Monticello. Rebound goes out of bounds off San Juan apparently, so that'll be a dead ball rebound for Monticello, and the Buckaroos will inbound from the offensive baseline, get a little bit of a reset here. And Mason Atwood signals to his teammate who's fresh off the bench here. This is Cooper Nielsen. There's a shot from long range, no good. Shaken up a little bit is J.D. McDonald. That's not what Monticello wants to see. Meanwhile, Jake Ivins comes down, misses a jumper, but Justice Black is right there to clean it up with a nice putback.
Now, good offensive rebound by Justice, and way to go right back up with it and get the easy two. That was a good finish.
And the Buckaroos have it back in. Taking the long-range shot is Jackson Keyes. Missed it. Mason Atwood on a follow-up try, but it's an offensive foul meanwhile. So that won't happen. And it'll be San Juan basketball coming the other way on the foul. And boy, it's tough in this building to see the fouls from my vantage point, but looks like it's against Mason Atwood.
Looks like that's 2 on him, too.
I've got 3, so they've got 2 up there.
Oh, no, maybe
it is 3, yep.
Wow, yeah, he might be sitting the rest of the first half.
So that's, again, not what Monticello wants. As the Broncos have it back in the offensive end. Knight, they go over to the right side. Jake Ivins just goes hard through the traffic Baseline drive, score it off the glass, and the foul.
Well, San Juan, they had a lot of these looks early on in this quarter that they weren't able to finish, but now they're getting the same looks and they're finishing, and a lot of times they've been finishing with those and ones, making three-point plays out of them.
Boy, that one looked like a running back coming through the line right there. And Jake Ivins completes the three-point play. That's his first 3 points of the night. Makes it 19-6 San Juan. Under half a minute to go now. Driving in, bouncing it through traffic is Curtis Bunker for Monticello, but nobody home, or it was in legs down there and goes out of bounds. So that will be a turnover back to San Juan.
I thought we might get a timeout there. I think there was just some
we have some young children wanting to get in the action here, so a little bit of a moment. Now San Juan will inbound, and no press from the Buckaroos, so the Broncos will just walk it up. Jake Ivins comes left side to Nielsen, gets it back. Fakes like he's going to the right. Now they'll swing it back around. Jayton Knight for three, a little long off the rim and rebounded by Monticello. So the Broncos can't capitalize. Monticello with the defensive board. And here's Jackson Keyes with a three. And Coach Keyes, his dad, told me that we'd see him eventually throw one up from 25 feet here tonight. And so I guess Jackson can sometimes get a little crazy with the three. But that time it pays off. That's a big bucket for Monticello at the buzzer. They were down by 13, but make it a 10-point lead for San Juan after one quarter with that Keyes bucket right there.
That was awesome, and watching him in JV, he's a good shooter. He had a couple of those in the JV game, so I'm sure he's already in rhythm. And if you're San Juan, I think you need to make sure you got somebody on him tight the whole game.
So it's 19-9 after one quarter. We'll take a real quick break and return for the start of the second. Stay with us. It's high school hoops from San Juan High School in Blanding on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Here at Utah Naval Health System, our mission statement is we exist to improve your quality of life through comprehensive, self-empowered, culturally sensitive, and amazing customer service.
Back live to San Juan High School in Blanding. It's high school hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. We're underway in the second quarter with the San Juan Broncos leading the Monticello Buckaroos 19-9. There's a three off the mark from Traken Lee. The Broncos get the loose ball and come back down court, and Anthony Doan will score it from the right side off the glass. And now the Broncos steal at midcourt, or nearly do. It gets forced out of bounds on the far sideline, so Monticello won't suffer any more damage. They'll keep the ball in the offensive end, but the Broncos almost forced another turnover there.
San Juan just doing a good job dictating what they want to right now. Offensively, they're getting the looks they want to under the basket. They're hitting the open man, hitting the open shot. And then this press has been really successful for them, too. Gotten a couple steals off of them, leading back to, easy buckets.
Traken Lee goes underneath the basket, and now it's just slung out of traffic from the baseline. Looks like it goes out of bounds off San Juan. So once again, the Buckaroos will reset. They tried to get that underneath. It was in a lot of traffic in there, and kind of a desperation throw from Traken Lee back out high. Now the Buckaroos will have a chance to inbound under much less duress. And running it up, though, is J.D. McDonald. He'll hand off to Keyes to the middle of the court. Now it's Curtis Bunker. He'll drive to the right wing. And I didn't even notice, but the shot clock was running down, and it runs all the way down to nothing. That's very rare to see a shot clock violation, but Monticello commits one right here.
Good defense by San Juan, just again not letting anything easy inside and making them work for it.
And now San Juan has it back in the offensive end. It opens up for Brigham Nielsen. He goes right to the bucket from the left side and banks it in off the glass. Nice right-hand finish for the senior. He's got 5, and the Broncos' lead is now up to 23-9. Here's Monticello working it across the line in traffic. Traken Lee, though, went up in the air and came back down, so that's an up and down, I think. Is that the official term for that?
Yeah, travel. I think you jump over the ball and come back down. It's a travel. I guess you can call it an up-down, too. Some people do. But
well, we know it's a turnover back to San Juan, so the Broncos will once again bring it back across. Jagger Neves quarterbacking. Right side for Doan. Hands off to Pregame Nielsen. Back up top. Neves thought about the three. Now they drive down to the baseline. Anthony Doan, a good job to get position in there. And they really aren't physical enough with him right there. They allow him to get out in front of the backboard and have a good look at the bucket there.
Yeah, that was too easy for Anthony, and he'll take that all night too if they don't tighten up their defense a little bit.
Now looks like we're going to get an offensive foul on Monticello. No, this is on San Juan's Keaton Ivins, pardon me. His second. When I can see the ref call it, that's a lot easier for me. So as long as I can just pay attention, I don't have to worry about looking through a bunch of girders to try to see the number. Monticello set to inbound with 6:10 now to go in the half as we're just underway in this second quarter. But the Buckaroos desperately needing some offense right here. San Juan has stretched their lead up to 16 points. It's 25-9. Well, they left Curtis Bunker open from a college three distance. He went ahead and took it. It bounces off, and the Broncos in quick transition find Keaton Ivins headed down court, and he's going to finish with the left hand, no problem.
Good job for Keaton just running the floor. He's coming from post to post. That was good hustle. Good job for Tripp looking down.
And the Broncos steal it away again. Anthony Doan down court to lay it up. And it's suddenly a 20-point lead for the Broncos, 29-9. Still 5.5 minutes to go in this first half. As the Buckaroos will pass it across. Three on the way from the left wing. No good for J.D. McDonald and rebounded by San Juan. Jake Ivins spinning through the D, off the glass from the right side, no. Rebound and put back for Keaton Ivins, though.
Keaton Ivins having a good night tonight. He's had a couple of good offensive rebounds. And he's been able to finish a couple times at the hoop, too. He's gotten really good minutes for the San Juan Broncos tonight.
And I didn't see the Broncos just knock the ball out of bounds here in this press while Monticello was trying to get it across the line. So the Buckaroos will try again. Caden Pearson gets a free pass this time as he walks it up. And he'll hand off to J.D. McDonald on a little reverse handoff. Hands off to Curtis Bunker on the left side. Bunker at the free throw line will find McDonald in the right corner. Now back up top for Caden Pearson. He's on the right wing. Tripp Palmer fresh into the game, working defense on him. Little pick right there is going to work. And nice little give and go. Caden Pearson finishes with, that was Traken Lee. Finishing with the left hand. Now the Broncos quickly back up, though, and an instant answer from Anthony Doan. He's up to 10, the first player in double-digit scoring tonight, and it increases San Juan's lead back up to 22 at 33-11. Here's a pull-up jumper from Caden Pearson, good from 11 feet.
Monticello doing a good job finding some offense finally. They need to tighten it up a little bit on the defensive end of the ball here if they want to try and get this a little bit tighter before the half.
Two teams trading baskets right now. Three on the way from Doan, no. Rebounded by Monticello. And the Buckaroos will have a chance to pass it across. Picking it up is Traken Lee. Hands off now to Caden Pearson straight away onto the right wing for McDonald. Little pick again, but this time it doesn't give penetration. And now Jackson Keyes again throws it up from long range. This time doesn't get it to fall. And the Buckaroos ended up getting their own rebound here and drew a foul to San Juan. And that is going to be the third on Anthony Doan. And so, once again, I was assuming he would come out. He has come out, hasn't he? He came out and I didn't see him. So
they subbed him out, and I'd imagine he's probably sitting for the rest of the half
right,
so they can save him for the second half.
3:40 remaining in the half. Here's a three from Caden Pearson, no good. Rebound pulled down by San Juan. The Broncos run it up. Jake Ivins, baseline drive, can't score, but he draws the foul. He'll make a trip to the line.
San Juan's transition offense right now has just really been hard for Monticello to deal with. They just keep running the floor so fast, and they just keep getting underneath the basket and getting these easy looks. Anthony Doan had a couple of easy ones. Jake doing a good job getting to the free throw line. If I'm Coach Keyes, that's probably what I'm talking about when we go into halftime is, shot goes up, I need a couple guys boxing out, and I need the rest of everybody getting back so that we can get set up on defense and stop giving up these easy buckets.
Well, Ivins makes the second of the two, missed the first. He's got 4 points for San Juan. That's Jake Ivins, by the way. Broncos lead is now 34-13. Here are the Buckaroos back in the offensive end. J.D. McDonald thought about the left wing three. Goes into the middle. Nice little hook shot. Quick release for Traken Lee, and it'll drop. San Juan coming back the other way. Lead is now 34-15. R.J. Daly three from the left wing bounces off. Broncos get their own rebound, though. They'll send it out high to Jagger Neves. Now Justice Black drives into the paint, but it's going to be a timeout called by Coach Easton Nelson with 3:03 left in this first half of play, and the Broncos up 34-15.
Kudos to Traken Lee. He's had a pretty good game offensively. He's had some good finishes under the basket, kind of keeping the Buckaroos in this, generating some offense for them.
Yeah, leading scorer for Monticello with 8 points. Anthony Doan, who's sitting right now with 3 fouls, has 10 leading scorers tonight for San Juan. The Broncos have the 19-point lead at 35-15. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. We're brought to you in part by San Juan School District Adult Education this evening, Jones and DeMille Engineering, Bradford Tire, San Juan Counseling, Pick-a-Stitch Embroidery and Apparel, San Juan Mortuary, Four Corners Homes, Utah Navajo Health System, Main Street Drug and Boutique, San Juan Credit Union, Tailor-Made Wooden Heritage, and Innovation Medical Group. And a giant thank you to all the sponsors who make these broadcasts possible. We are back underway following the Bronco timeout. I don't know if that was a pass or a shot. That was so wildly off the mark from Jagger Neves. That's a little blast from the pass there, but I think I got to give him a miss. And then who followed up with that?
That was Tripp.
So Tripp Palmer's going to get his first points. He had 2 shots at it underneath there. He missed one and finally got the putback. And it's now 36-15. Couple of offensive boards that time for San Juan. And Monticello, meanwhile, back in the offensive end with it. There's that patented hook shot from Traken Lee, this time with the left hand, and it doesn't pan out. It missed everything. Broncos quickly back the other way. Ivins, they'll swing it around the perimeter. Jagger Neves, 3 on the way, no good. A little bit short. And rebounded by Monticello, a foul as they begin to run it up. And that's going to be on Tripp Palmer. So Palmer comes in off the bench. This is confusing for me, Bobby. I hit my orange and black jerseys on this iPad for so many years. I'm struggling going back and forth here, man.
Probably a little bit different for you, having to deal with both.
Yeah. Wow, Keaton Ivins just took that right out of the hand of the shooter. He runs the floor and finishes with the right hand. Wow, that was a strong scoop and score right there for Keaton Ivins.
Now, awesome. He's done a great job just getting out in space today, running the floor, getting himself some easy shots.
Broncos with a couple steals tonight now. And the lead now 38-15 with 100 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Curtis Bunker for Monticello straight away. He'll hand off to Pearson. Tried to go down inside. Justice Black got that big meaty arm out there, knocked the ball away. Found Keaton Ivins, and down court he comes to finish again from the right side.
That was a great steal by Justice, and way to get your eyes up. Again, Keaton Ivins streaking down the court. He wants some points today, and he's making them easy on himself. So
Broncos step up on D here, and that forces an errant pass from J.D. McDonald out of bounds on the far sideline, so that'll be another turnover committed by Monticello. They have 7 now in this game, and that's not going to get it done against San Juan, that's for sure. Plus the 3 steals by San Juan, so technically 10 turnovers now for Monticello in this game in the first half. San Juan has it back in the offensive end. Jagger Neves drives free throw line. He'll kick it back out to Daly. Daly looking for options. He'll just hand it back to Neves. Now Brigham Nielsen was wide open for a baseline drive. Finishes from the left side, no problem.
Again, just a good high percentage shot San Juan's taken. I mean, they've just lived under the basket today offensively, and they're making it count.
Down to 40 seconds remaining in the half. Monticello's Curtis Bunker just, ducked the shoulder there and was just going to drive through whatever was standing in his way, and he does draw a foul. And was that on number?
I think they gave that to Jagger. I was thinking they were going to get Keaton Ivins again. Probably a good thing for Keaton.
So it's the first on Jagger Neves. San Juan has 4 in the first half. I only have 1 for Monticello. There's a long-range 3 for J.D. McDonald that misses. And rebounded by San Juan. The Broncos back the other way. Down to the last 20 seconds of this half. Jagger Neves is wide open, so he'll take the 3 from the left wing. No good. And on the rebound, is this a foul or just goes out of bounds? Looks like it went out of bounds. Monticello basketball. So dead ball rebound for the Buckaroos. They have 14 boards in this game. San Juan with 20, so barely out-rebounding them. Monticello has it set up. Left corner three is on the way from bunker, no good. And San Juan pulls down the board. Running up is Brigham Nielsen. He'll hand off to Daly, and he drains the buzzer-beating three. That's his first three of the game, and it came at the very last second of the first half. And the Broncos will head into the break with a 30-point lead, 45-15.
And that's 2 buzzer beaters for us tonight.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
They had one in the JV game, or was that?
No, you had Kai's hit one at the end
Oh,
of the
that's
first
right. That's
quarter,
right. Yeah. So for either team, that's right. Absolutely.
Daly hits that one.
Fun finish to both quarters. So San Juan is leading handily, though, as we head into the second half. We'll take a break. We'll come back out for some first half stats. Stay with us. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. I'm an idiot. I'm like, what, in the JV game?
Compared to the vocational schools of the past, today's career and technical education courses span nearly every industry, including health science, business, digital arts, and computer science. CTE students learn valuable, real-world technical skills with a solid academic foundation while exploring career options or pursuing their passions. Did you know San Juan School District offers 19 CTE pathways for secondary students? To learn more, talk to a school counselor or CTE teacher today.
Utah is our home, unique in its strengths and struggles. And sadly, suicide in Utah is one of our greatest challenges. So people across the state are coming together to answer the call, to change our culture around suicide and mental health, to give hope and provide genuine help. Together, we can get through, lift up, look ahead, and live on. Learn how you can reach out at liveonutah.org.
Men can take a hit. We can tough it out. We're told to suck it up a lot more than we're asked to talk it out. But the truth is, the only way to tackle what's up here is by talking it out. To simply say what we're feeling. With friends, family, or the Utah Crisis Hotline. Put this number in your contacts right now. And if you're ever wondering if you have someone to talk to, you do. 24/7.
Shooting stats from the floor kind of tell the story tonight so far. Monticello just 22%, 6 of 27, where the Broncos are 19 of 36 for 53%. So still kind of not maybe where the Broncos want it, but better than it's been on some nights. But from inside the arc, San Juan 17 of 23 for 74%. Monticello is just 5 of 16 for 31%. From beyond the arc, neither team super amazing so far tonight. San Juan is 2 of 13 for 15%. Monticello 1 of 11 for 9%. From the free throw line, not a whole lot of trips in that first half, but San Juan 5 of 6, 83%, and the Buckaroos 2 of 2 for 100%. San Juan out-rebounding Monticello 21-14 in that first half. As I mentioned, 7 turnovers for the Buckaroos to just 1 for San Juan. The Broncos have 1 blocked shot, and they also have 3 steals. Monticello hasn't blocked anything and have not stolen anything. Individual scoring, we mentioned Traken Lee. He continues to lead for Monticello with 8 first-half points. It is a 3-point night so far for Jackson Kais. He got that lone 3-point basket. Thank you for reminding me of that at the end of the first quarter, Bobby. And 2 points each for Caden Pearson and Curtis Bunker. So obviously in the second half, the Buckaroos are going to be looking desperately for some added offense. They're going to have to make some adjustments and figure out what they can do against this fast San Juan and athletic team. For the Broncos, it's Anthony Doan leading the way through 16 minutes with 10 points. 8-point night so far for Keaton Ivins. 7 for both Brigham Nielsen and Jagger Neves. 5-point night so far for R.J. Daly. Hit that 3 at the buzzer right there to end the half. And it's a 2-point night so far for Justice Black and Trip Palmer. The 2 3-point baskets, 1 each for Brigham Nielsen and R.J. Daly. So those are the first half stats. Again, it's a 45-15 lead for the San Juan Broncos at home tonight, taking on the rival Monticello Buckaroos in the annual pre-Christmas rivalry showdown. And they have it firmly in command right now. It's going to take a special second half, I think, for the Monticello Buckaroos, obviously. We'll take another quick break, and we will return to the San Juan High School gym in Blanding for the second half. Stay with us. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Hi everyone, I'm Lieutenant John Young with the San Juan County Sheriff's Office. Our job is to protect and serve those who live in this great county we call home. Youth are a very important part of our communities. It is normal for children to become more independent and mature as they get older, but parental involvement drops by half between the 6th and 12th grade when our kids need us the most. To help stay involved and connected with your children, just ask the 5 W's. Where are you going? What are you doing? Who will you be with? When will you be home? And will there be drugs or alcohol? It's not being nosy, it's being a good parent. So come on, San Juan County, let's do this.
Life is a series of cherished moments, filled with milestones that define our journey. Moments of love, joy, and shared experiences. Each moment contributes to our story. As each chapter unfolds, our experiences shape us, defining who we are. When it's time to celebrate a life, ensure your loved ones are remembered with the grace, dignity, and individuality they deserve. San Juan Mortuary, celebrating life, honoring memories, transcending tradition.
And StreamUtah.Live. Art Adair coming up here and wrecking our broadcast by talking to us. It's good to see Art again. Of course, my partner during football broadcast this season. It occurred to me while we were in break there that I needed to take a look at some other scores tonight. Game that I didn't even know was going on tonight. The Mancos boys victorious 61-54 this evening at Cedar Edge. So congrats to the Mancos boys. Other games going on tonight. Another local showdown on the boys basketball court. It's Green River at Grand County tonight. I don't see any update on that. There is an update on the girls. Montezuma Cortez is hosting Kirtland Central, and right now Kirtland Central has that one in command in the second quarter, 29-8. The San Juan girls are playing at Summit Academy this evening. I can maybe see if I can find an update on that one. Let's see, we'll have to weed our way through a bunch of, there's no update on there. It's just lets us know the game's going on. Summit Academy for the San Juan girls tonight. Let's see, I think that's all the basketball action. There is some wrestling happening up north from us at Monticello High School tonight. They are hosting Monument Valley, Arizona. So That's the folks from Kayenta who are up for some duels or a duel here tonight in Monticello. So I don't have any update from that either. That's just kind of a list of what's going on. So just the one score in the books tonight for the Mancos boys. Here at the San Juan High School gym, we're set to start the second half. And it is the San Juan Broncos up handily, 45-15 as we get set to go. The Broncos are going to be going from left to right from our perspective. We're sitting, what are we? I always lose my bearing when we come inside a building like this. I think we're facing west here. Is that where?
Yep.
So we're on the east side of the gym here. So they are going to be going from south to north, if you're interested in all that here in the San Juan gym. And it apparently will be Bronco basketball to start the second half. If you're just joining us, they raised the state football championship banner here tonight prior to the start of this game. And it was, I'm gonna give the unveiling of that banner maybe like a 60%. I mean,
that's pretty generous.
Didn't come down on the first try. It's all wrinkled up there. It needs some help.
I'll talk to the admin. I know the admin pretty well.
San Juan, meanwhile, is going to pick up where they left off as Anthony Doan gets blatantly open and finishes from the right side. So the Buckaroo defense right now just having trouble containing these San Juan athletes, as Monticello will have it back in the offensive end now. Curtis Bunker on the drive right side, floats up the three, no good. Rebounded by the Broncos. So San Juan just continues to pour it on here as we start the second half. Keaton Ivins' right corner three bounces off though, and Monticello pulls down the rebound. Walking it up is J.D. McDonald, working on the defense of Jake Ivins, and now he'll hand off to Curtis Bunker. Bunker tries to go around Ivins, so he said, hey, I can't do it, you try it. Little hook shot pass back out here to Traken Lee. He drives, tries to finish with the left hand, but too high off the glass, but there is Mason Atwood for the finish and the foul.
Nice to see Atwood back out here. He had 3 quick fouls in that first half and didn't see a whole lot of him in that second quarter. Early on, he was getting some good looks underneath, and I'd expect to see Monticello try to come back to that with him out on the court.
And that's his first points of the night. That is a foul on Keaton Ivins, his third. So, and Traken Lee unable to make the foul shot, but it's going to actually benefit Monticello as on the rebound. The fourth foul now to Keaton Ivins will show up on the board. So he's, I'm guessing,
2 quick ones.
Well, it looks like, I don't know, maybe Coach Nielsen just content to let him stay in and let it happen how it happens tonight, I think. Meanwhile, this time it's Curtis Bunker at the line, and he makes the first of the 2.
And Keaton coming off.
So he does
quick.
come off. All right,
only
never mind.
Only a minute there for the third quarter.
Yeah. Bunker at the line for Monticello, hits both, make it a 47-19 lead for San Juan. As we now wind down through a minute into this second half, so we are freshly started in the second half. The Broncos up by 28. They were up by 30 at the break. Now San Juan gets it underneath. Justice Black there. Is he a southpaw? He took that shot with the left, missed it. San Juan now steals it away. I think the Buckaroos originally had the rebound, but San Juan steals it, and R.J. Daly finishes on the baseline drive.
Just good hustle there by Anthony Doan. Again, coming off the miss of Justice Black. Just fight for that offensive rebound, and it leads to more points.
And it's back up to a 30-point lead, and now is this a foul? Travel, sorry. So Monticello turns it over, and I mean, if there's any time you can't afford unforced errors, it's in a game like this when you're down by 30. But the Buckaroos commit one there, and San Juan will take it back into the offensive end. Nielsen goes up top for Ivins, left side for Daly, back to Ivins, on to Nielsen right wing. Rose up, holds on to the basketball, tried to pass it into traffic. It ends up being intercepted by Monticello. Now Bunker on the drive through traffic. He's run into by Anthony Doan, and I think they're going to get Doan for his 4th.
Yeah, that's 4 on Anthony. It looks like he's coming off the court quick here too. Jaggernee's coming in for him.
So whether he wanted to or not, Coach Nielsen has to go to the bench here early on in the second half as 2 of his top players go out with 4 fouls temporarily.
You know, that's something we've talked about before, though, is San Juan's got a really deep bench. And so, you know, it's not nearly as scary when some of these guys get into foul trouble. You can just dip into that deep bench of yours and know that you're still going to get the production that you need.
Meanwhile, Mason Atwood scores for Monticello, pulling it back to a 49-21 lead for San Juan. Jake Ivins on the drive, can't get around J.D. McDonald. It's a couple physical players there, but he finds Justice Black, and Black finishes from the right side. Little runner from 4 feet. And it's back to a 30-point lead for San Juan, 51-21. Monticello with it in the offensive end. Now they'll go into the paint. There's a hook shot off the glass, no good for Atwood. Rebounded by San Juan. Broncos run it up. Jake Ivins has it knocked away, but dishes back out. This is kind of rare. Justice Black with the straightaway three, no good. And on the rebound, it looks like it'll be San Juan basketball. Not a foul. I guess it just got knocked out of bounds.
They called it travel. Atwood went down and slid with the ball, and they got him with the travel there.
So I don't even know how to score that. Is that a turnover? I have no idea.
I'm not
sure. Is that
sure.
an offensive board and a turnover? I mean, I guess I do that. I don't know.
Probably, yeah. That's probably how we'd put it in the books.
So I got to tap a bunch of tappity tap over here. Meanwhile, speaking of tap, R.J. Daly taps it right there as he drains the three. And maybe he's heating up to 10 points now for the San Juan senior. And this is the Broncos' largest lead of the night now at 33 points. So a couple points away from, I believe it's after 3 quarters. If San Juan is up by 35, they will run the clock for the majority of the 4th quarter. Meanwhile, Mason Atwood unable to score for Monticello. Jagger Neves airmails the three from the right wing, and now they fight for the ball. They're still battling. It looks like, boy, that was a couple players came together over there. They're going to give the ball to San Juan.
Not sure what that call was. It almost looked like
they called a carry, yeah.
Maybe a carry. I didn't really see it.
That was very quick if it was a carry, as they were battling for the loose ball over there. So San Juan with it, regardless, in the offensive end. And here's Brigham Nielsen driving in, kicking out. R.J. Daly, three, nothing but net. So 3 threes on the night for Daly suddenly, and he is hot here in the second half, and the Broncos' lead is now 36.
Well, that's a good sight for San Juan. You know, Daly's one of their scorers that they count on, especially from deep, and started the season off maybe a little bit cold, so it's good to see him here these last couple games finding that stroke again.
Here's Monticello's three-man, Jackson Kais, but that one won't fall from the right side. Rebounded by San Juan. Broncos run it up. Brigham Nielsen gets around the D and finishes on the right side. He now has 9 points for San Juan, and it's 59-21.
Yeah, San Juan kind of just doing what they want to right now offensively, getting the shots that they want, knocking them down too. A lot of confidence really flowing from San Juan tonight.
Well, they almost stole it away, but now a very aggressive shot block for Jagger Neves, and that will send Mason Atwood to the line. That's more of a football play there. I'm all right with that.
Yeah, me too. Jagger's one of my linebackers. I'm
there you
okay
go.
with that. That looked good.
showing you good stuff on the court tonight.
Yep, good. He hasn't forgot it all.
He has to pay with a foul, but he's got some to give, so unlike some of his teammates. And Atwood bangs in the first foul shot, so it's 59-22 with that one. One more shot forthcoming as both teams sub players in and out here. 3:24 showing on the clock. That remains in the 3rd quarter. It's looking right now like it may be a running clock in the 4th quarter. That would be my first look at that rule. I've never seen that. I have always wished for that, Bobby, and usually it's been when the teams that I've been broadcasting for have just been getting smoked, and so you just kind of, for a broadcaster, it's a nice thing.
It's definitely a mercy rule.
Absolutely. Jayton Knight misses from the right side. Let's see, defensive boards for both teams here. Here's a three from the left side. Off the bench, Cooper Nielsen taking that shot for Monticello, but it won't fall. Rebounded by San Juan. Nice pass up ahead. Trip Palmer's in pretty deep there. Couple tries, and neither of them will fall for the sophomore. So this time, Monticello pulls the ball down, and they'll walk it up. Mason Atwood with it, trying to spin away from Justice Black. That's amazing that he was able to get that shot released over Justice that time. He just rose up and released it before Justice could react. Justice, of course, has the size on Atwood, and here's San Juan, meanwhile, answering right back as Jagger Neves comes through traffic and finishes with the right hand.
Just so tough. It's just so quick. It's just right there in your face. He gets the open look. He hammers it down. On the other side of the ball here, the Buckaroos look like they've been feeding a lot of their offense through Atwood the second half, and they found a little bit of success.
That was a high arcing three-point try for J.D. McDonald that doesn't fall. Rebounded by San Juan. Trip Palmer, one shot, no good, but he gets his own rebound, and this time he gets the putback. So that is tenacity illustrated right there by Trip Palmer.
I mean, Trip, he's already up to what, like 8 offensive rebounds, just tipping the ball to himself over and over again.
Atwood misses a three, meanwhile, for Monticello. It was an offensive board for San Juan, now a defensive board for San Juan. Jake Ivins will bounce it in traffic to Justice Black. He was open but missed the 3-foot jumper. Trip Palmer tries on a follow-up. He can't score, but he is fouled, and he'll go to the line.
Yeah, who else but Trip on the offensive board?
And it's going to be on number 5, Cooper Nielsen for Monticello, his first.
And it looks like Coach Nelson's kind of dipping into his JV a little bit here now. The Broncos having a big lead. Looks like we got one of the Jones boys coming in here for Jake Ivins. So
yeah, this may give me trouble because I may not have these guys on my roster. We'll see. Meanwhile, Palmer makes the first of the 2 here, so that makes it 64-24. It's up to a 40-point lead now for the hometown Broncos with 90 seconds to go in the third quarter. Second shot from Palmer bounces off. Rebound comes out of bounds on the near side in favor of San Juan. So knocked out by Curtis Bunker apparently in that scrum over here on the near side. And we'll see what the Broncos do here. Let's see. Yeah, I've got Weston Jones on my roster, so
there we go.
I'm not stressed out yet. I might be, but we'll see. I don't know. I've never seen the running clock, so you may not get. You obviously don't have as much opportunity to get the JV kids in with that. So.
It's going to be a quick fourth quarter if they're running that clock.
Nice pass from Weston Jones into the middle. Justice Black makes no mistake on that 6-foot jumper.
Good job by Justice. He's had some good looks underneath. He's missed a couple. He's made a couple, so probably good for him to see these ones go in and get that confidence up for him.
Yeah, 6 points for the senior right now. Monticello trying to force it into traffic under the basket. And a foul will result on San Juan. Is that number 11, did he say?
I think,
Jayton Knight, yeah. I didn't know that Jayton was out there. So
he must have snuck in. I didn't see him either.
That'll be his first. I don't know how we could have missed that wonderful Val Kilmer haircut. But,
I know.
34 seconds to go in the third quarter. Looks like actually Monticello going to the line here. Broncos are leading by 42. Sorry, Bobby.
No, I think the Broncos have 5 fouls now, so I think that puts Monticello in the bonus for the rest of the quarter.
So that is the story, yep. I actually have it right on my iPad, so can do something right every now and then, I guess.
Always. It's always right.
Cooper Nielsen doesn't get it right there. He misses the first of the 2, so he'll have one more shot. The 5'9" sophomore guard for the Buckaroos misses both. And the Broncos with a solid defensive board. Now a football. That was a touchdown pass from Jagger Neves. He's maybe making his case to take over the quarterback spot next year. With that pass, almost a touchdown, but the Broncos saved it from going out. Now they can set it up. Weston Jones with the basketball. Works it to the top of the key. Hands off to Jayton Knight. He comes cross court to Neves. Baseline drive through traffic. Kicks it to the left side, though. Trip Palmer just decided to go ahead and take the shot. Missed it from the left side, and that's the buzzer to finish the third quarter. I think that technically was a shot from someone.
I couldn't tell who that was that threw that up.
I'm just going to say maybe Caden Pearson for Monticello. It came nowhere close, and so it looks like we've got a running clock in the fourth quarter. Again, I don't know the official rules. I know it'll stop under certain circumstances, but anyway, it's 66-24 as we head into the final frame here tonight. The San Juan Broncos have led from the start and are leading now by 42. We'll take a quick break and return for the fourth quarter. Stay with us. Live from San Juan High School in Blanding, It's the annual pre-Christmas rivalry showdown. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and Sorry, it's not Friday Night Lights. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92.
We can only wish.
StreamUtah.Live. Yikes. Yeah.
In the scope of a lifetime, 10 minutes may seem like no time at all. But when it comes to suicide, 10 minutes is often long enough to reconsider the decision to end one's own life. If you have a friend or family member who is struggling with suicide or depression, talk to them about temporarily storing their firearms away from their home, because even a 10-minute delay can make a lifetime of difference. Let's help end tragic firearm deaths in Utah.
Back live to San Juan High School as we begin the fourth quarter here tonight, and we'll get to see how this running clock rule works here tonight. If the clock operator is on board with that, of course. And we are indeed underway. Monticello trying to score, but unable is Curtis Bunker. He does draw a foul, and he will shoot a couple here.
Yeah, looks like San Juan does start off the quarter predominantly with their JV guys. Got a couple that play a little bit of varsity with Jagger, Tripp, and Jayton, but yeah, they're probably going to get their JV kids some good reps here towards the end of the game.
And the clock has stopped now, so at least right now it seems pretty normal to me. So Mason Atwood missing the first of his 2 foul shots here. It is the first foul on Weston Jones tonight, if I got that right. I did, I think.
Yep, that looks like they got 13 down.
So Mason Atwood, second shot on the way, and that one goes right through. So he now has 8 points for Monticello, and it's a 41-point lead for San Juan, 66-25. These 2 local rivals down here in San Juan County. Monticello in town to take on San Juan. Speaking of one of those JV kids you said, Baylor Nielsen in the game, tried to dish that down underneath. His pass was knocked away, but out of bounds by Monticello, so the Broncos reset it on the baseline. And there's a good inbound play to Weston Jones from Nielsen, and Jones finishes it from right underneath the basket, his first points.
Yeah, good executed out of bounds play.
Monticello coming back. Curtis Bunker can't score, but he tips his own rebound back out to himself. And now a whistle on his second try. They're going to count the basket and the foul here. And this will be on Tripp Palmer.
And that was a good finish there by Bunker, going up and able to get that to go down and see if he can make a 3-point play out of this. You know, for Monticello, it's kind of a tough position to be in, but, you know, there's still a lot to play for. There's a lot of things you can learn in games like this.
Absolutely.
Just go out there and compete your hardest. You're going to be able to take away some stuff from this game, but, you know, just go out there and keep doing your best and seeing if you can keep scoring and you know, grow and learn a little bit out here.
Well, Bunker does complete the 3-point play. Tripp Palmer completes a putback right here as flying through the middle, unable to score that time was Weston Jones, I believe that was. And so San Juan does score it, make it 70-28. Now a steal in the middle of the court. And down into the corner, there was a high arcing 3 from Baylor Nielsen, no good, and pulled down by Monticello.
Baylor might have had a little bit of adrenaline pumping on that shot.
That thing may have grazed one of the lights in here, man. Now we get a wholesale player change for San Juan. Now I get the feeling I'm going to start having some trouble now. No, so far I think I see most of these guys on my roster. Let's see. Yeah, I got all these guys.
You got Cole Duke and George and the other Jones boy out there. So
Monticello turns the ball over here, and so San Juan's going to bring it back the other way. We're under 6 to go in this game, a 70-28 lead for San Juan. There's a 3 for Cole Duke off the mark, rebounded by the Buckaroos, and they'll run it up. Curtis Bunker has it straight away, and he'll just go ahead and release the 3. It's a little bit long off the back iron, and he slides on the ground after he got that rebound, so it is an offensive rebound and then a turnover to Monticello. And San Juan will inbound the basketball. Next time out, I need to actually hit my sub-players button and get these guys down my column here, I think. It's going to be hard to keep up with. Baylor Nielsen has it straight away. Now we'll drive in, kick it back out. Here's Nash Jones on the baseline drive, moving right to left. He shoots back off the glass and finishes from the left side. Nice shot for the sophomore.
Yeah, good job. I like seeing these younger kids coming in, and they're definitely not scared to come into a varsity game and compete and throw the ball up and make some points.
Nice drive through traffic that time from the left side. Caden Pearson for Monticello. Unable to finish, but he will go to the line. And it looks like this is going to be on number 0, George McNaughton. I feel like he was academic all-state for football this year, if I'm correct. And I didn't have the opportunity to call his name during the football season this year, so I didn't know who he was, but now I can actually see his face out here. So it's the one thing about the football unis, you can't ever see anybody's face.
Makes it hard.
I just know them by number. I could never tell you who they are when I look at them.
I know, especially when they switch up the numbers in basketball.
Yeah.
It makes it a little bit different, trying to figure out who's who out here.
Meanwhile, let's see. I think Pearson scored on the first foul shot. He won't get the roll on the second. So Caden Pearson with 3 points for Monticello at 72-29 with 4:45 to go now. I'm not sure if they know about the running clock here or if they're just not going to do it tonight. I think we're under normal rules here, it seems. But scoring for San Juan to answer is Nash Jones. Couple buckets for the sophomore forward now. Coming in here late in the game with a large lead, 74-29. There's some good work by Mason Atwood for Monticello, but he can't get the shot to fall off the glass. And on the rebound, Weston Jones had it here, but apparently loses it out of bounds. I didn't see anybody around him. Did he just lose the handle on that ball?
Just looked like it came off his shoe.
Okay. So defensive board for San Juan, and then the turnover. And now a timeout with 4:11 to go in the ball game. 74-29 lead for San Juan. We'll take it 2. We'll be back out here to the San Juan High School gym. Stay with us. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
At Energy Fuels, creating opportunities and participating in the local community is important to us. Thanks to our dedicated employees, we're safely producing critical materials that support cleaner energy sources and a better planet for future generations. Knowing that the youth of today will make great contributions tomorrow, we're proud to sponsor San Juan High School athletics.
Here at Utah Health System, our mission statement is we exist to improve your quality of life through comprehensive, self-empowered, culturally sensitive, and amazing customer service.
San Juan Credit Union. Your money, your future, your credit union. We have branches available in Blanding, Monticello, and Bluff. Come on down and see us.
Back live to San Juan High School in Blanding. High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. We're back in action after the timeout. Nash Jones committing his first foul of the night here will send J.D. McDonald to the line, and he drops through the first of the two, make it 74-30 here. 4:08 left in this game. It's been all San Juan here tonight, Bobby.
Yeah, San Juan came out and really did what they wanted to do today. They were able to come out and really press Monticello, come out and get the shots that they wanted to. They got a lot of good looks, played tough defense. So, for San Juan, good game. It's important, as a team to come out and win games that you need to win. For Monticello, they came out, Coach Kai's alluded to it early, still trying to find their identity. I think you can see a little bit of that tonight, but hopefully you can take, some good lessons learned from this one.
Right. Yeah, obviously one of the tougher teams that Monticello will face this season. There's a couple tries, no good. I think Mason Atwood missing right there, and the rebound knocked out of bounds by Atwood as they battled for it. So that'll be a dead ball rebound to San Juan, and the Broncos will inbound the basketball. That looks like Clark Kent right there. That's Nash Jones sporting the eyewear. And now they try to force it down inside. That's going to be a turnover by San Juan. Mason Atwood on the run, coast to coast, but can't finish from the right side. Rebounded this time by San Juan. They'll run it back up. So it kind of opens up a little bit here again. There's a shot that was partially deflected. It'll go out of bounds off the hands of Monticello. Nash Jones on the attempt. So a block shot, if you will, for Monticello. I've got that as their first tonight. San Juan will inbound, and again, it's all JV out there for the Broncos right now to close this one out. Down to the last 2.5 minutes here tonight. a 76-31 lead right now. Make it 78-31 as scoring is number 0, George McNaughton. It's so weird to say number 0.
Number 0. We brought the number 0 on the football field this year, and
Yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was the greatest thing we ever did. Brenton Bethea.
Did you have to get a new jersey made up for that? Or?
We did. We got a new one this year because they allowed it. So Brenton
Okay.
took full responsibility for that.
Nice. Claimed it immediately, huh?
Yep, I loved it. It looked good out there flying around on defense.
And it looks like we get a foul here against Monticello. This will put number 21, Baylor Nielsen, to the line for San Juan. Let's see. It looks like that may just be on number 5, maybe. Cooper Nielsen.
Yep, I think you're right.
His second, looks like. And, well, it's always fun when you get these younger kids out there playing, and the student section really supports that. You know, they love these guys, and it's fun to hear. They'll cheer louder for these JV kids at the end of games sometimes than they do for the rest of the game.
I know. It is good to have the San Juan student section back. Last weekend, like you said, there's a lot of activities going on. Wrestling was gone. Cheerleaders were gone. Felt a little dead in here sometimes, so it's good to have them back out in full force.
Well, Baylor Nielsen makes one of the two. San Juan actually gets the rebound here off that miss, and they have a chance to set it up. Nielsen has to track that one down, bounce it down into traffic. It'll be intercepted by Monticello, coming the other way. Turning on the Jets, then pulling up from the free throw line, missing short is Cooper Nielsen. Rebound, and now a 3 no good for Mason Atwood. And they get their rebound again, so they'll bring it back out high on the perimeter. So a couple offensive rebounds here for Monticello. And the Buckaroos, Jackson Kai's trying to work it around the defense here. Now they'll go to the left wing. 3 no good for Cooper Nielsen. And finally, San Juan comes away with the rebound after 3 tries here for Monticello. And we're into the final 80 seconds of this one tonight. Nice work down underneath, and there's McNaughton. Can't get the fade to go from the right side, though. And it'll be rebounded by Monticello. Buckaroos will work it in, and we're going to head into the final minute of this one here tonight. It is a 79-31 lead for San Juan as we speak. Mason Atwood for 3, no good. Just off to the left of the top of the key there. Rebounded by San Juan. The Broncos will walk it in. And they've still got to take a shot on this possession. 42 seconds remaining on the game clock, 20 on the shot clock. San Juan has it. Monticello, of course, isn't going to aggressively press here, so they're going to let San Juan stand with it. The Broncos will eventually have to take a shot here. Down to 8 seconds. Well, they're just going to drive right through traffic. If Monticello's going to lay back, Clark Kent will come up the middle. Nash Jones turning into Superman there. He's got 6 off the bench here late in the game, and it's 81-31.
Man, Nash came off the bench ready to roll today. He's had some good looks underneath and taking full advantage of it.
Monticello loses the ball out of bounds here, but looks like it was knocked away by San Juan. So the shot, oh yeah, now we see the running clock as the time is just going to expire unbeknownst to us. So it's a 50-point win for the San Juan Broncos. All Broncos here tonight in the annual rivalry matchup with the Monticello Buckaroos just prior to Christmas. 81-31 is the final. We'll take a break and return to the San Juan High School gym with your final stats, and we'll have a discussion with Coach Easton Nelson. Stay with us. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Hello, my name is David Palmer, and I am the Parks and Recreation Director for the City of Blanding.
Hi, my name is Sylvia Stubbs. As a recently elected San Juan County Commissioner,
We are so excited to collaborate with SJC-PAC Coalition and San Juan Counseling to bring parents-empowered messaging to our beautiful Wellness Center pool area.
Parents Empowered is a Utah campaign designed to help parents understand the power they have in reducing the risk of underage drinking.
Survey data tells us that youth perception of risk in San Juan County in all grades went from 83.6% in 2019 to 68.3% in 2021. This means our kids don't understand the damage that alcohol and other drugs can cause on their developing brains.
Did you know that Utah teens reported that parental disapproval is the #1 reason they choose not to drink?
Never assume your children know what your rules, expectations, and attitudes are. Write them down and discuss them with your kids so they understand the reasons behind them.
Bonding is essential to preventing underage drinking. Children are less likely to drink when the parents are involved in their lives, and when children and the parents feel close to one another.
Together, we can help build a stronger San Juan County.
Let's do this!
Mom, Dad, sometimes I'm gonna be a little impulsive.
I mean, I'm a teenager.
Not to freak you out or anything, but the leading cause of death in Utah for teens
It's suicide. So help us out here. Because
We may be impulsive,
but we want to live. Almost all the time.
but in case there are times when we forget that,
keep your guns and ammo locked up safely. Because doing this little thing
Can make a big difference.
Compared to the vocational schools of the past, today's career and technical education courses span nearly every industry, including health science, business, digital arts, and computer science. CTE students learn valuable, real-world technical skills with a solid academic foundation while exploring career options or pursuing their passions. Did you know San Juan School District offers 19 CTE pathways for secondary students? To learn more, talk to a school counselor or CTE teacher today.
Blue Mountain Hospital is offering in-hospital and at-home dialysis, advanced sleep study clinics, pain management, hip and joint replacements, and cutting-edge radiology, including 3D mammograms. We're thrilled to welcome Cade Lyman, Dane Lyman, and Brian Kirk, joining our unparalleled team of healthcare professionals. Blue Mountain Hospital has been setting the standard for rural hospitals since 2009.
Off on the stats, and we'll talk with Coach Nielsen here very briefly. And Coach Nielsen, thanks for joining us. Obviously, you guys had your way in this one from the start, and a little bit slow, maybe kind of feeling things out at the very beginning, but after you got in rhythm, it was pretty much no question. So.
Yeah, we came out. The talk that I had with the guys before the game is that this is about San Juan competing with San Juan, and if we could do things better today than our team did 3 days ago, we would feel really good about the way we come out of this game. And we came out, we did well, we didn't turn the ball over, we made our layups for a change, which was really nice.
Yeah.
It's a really cool thing when that happens, imagine that. But,
right.
but still actually missed a few, but we did much better. So, all in all, it was just about San Juan versus San Juan, and I felt like we got better tonight than we were 3 days ago.
I saw you and Coach Kais. I know you visited prior to our interviews, and then I saw you visiting right before the game. What did you guys say with each other down there?
It's always good. I love Coach Kais.
He's a good guy.
He is a very good guy. He's someone who's had a big impact on my life. He's someone that gave me a lot of confidence when I was a player. We had a little laugh over, we never really saw this day coming where it was, me leading San Juan and him leading Monticello. And, it's all in all, it's just it's a privilege and a blessing to be able to be here with him, to compete against him now. Obviously I have a lot of respect and a lot of love for him, and a lot of what I do are lessons learned from my time under his coaching.
For sure. Well, I asked him if he felt old now that he's coaching against you, and that makes me really old, so that's not cool at all. But what are you going to take now into the Christmas break, and what can you do during the Christmas break to stay in shape, you guys?
Yeah, we're, obviously outside of moratorium dates, we still want to be active. We still want to be practicing. Our focus turns to Emory now. It's the same recipe that we've been following the whole year. If we can get better every single game, by the time February rolls around, we're going to be a dang good basketball team. And you can see it. This team's starting to behave like a good basketball team. We're starting to execute our offense, finish possessions, and eliminate stupid turnovers. We're making headway there. We're getting better. Emory is our next opportunity to continue to get better. So our focus is to get ready for Emory.
Well, you continue to get production off the bench each game, and when you need those guys to come in, you have them. So it's nice to have a lot more now than 5 weapons in your arsenal.
Yeah, I really believe we have 11 weapons if I need them. that are already locked and loaded and ready to go at a varsity pace and a varsity level. I believe in every one of those guys that we have coming in. I believe in what we have coming up. And, night in and night out, a lot of those guys have come in and done really good things for us.
Well, I'm sad. I know it seems way in the future, but what do you know about Emory? I'm a little sad I'm going to miss that game because I'll still be traveling back from out of state. But we'll cover you, obviously. We'll pay attention, and we'll report what happens. And I'll get to see you in your game following that one, that weekend trip. But what do you know about Emory, and how are you going to prepare when you have the opportunity?
I know this. Emory's a dang good basketball team. They're probably going to have the most amount of size of any team that we see this year, and so it's going to be a good learning opportunity for how to adjust to that. They have a lot of weapons. They do have a lot of weapons, but we've played teams with a lot of weapons. American Heritage has a lot of weapons, so we're not, that's not foreign to us by any means, but that is a tough place to play. It's a tough place to win. That's, they're number 2 in 3A for a reason right now. And, it's a game that's going to be a good pump primer ahead of region, because we're going to have to come out and put our feet in cold water and execute. I mean, that's what it's going to have to be. It's going to be a wake-up call, and if we answer the bell, I think we can compete with them. If we don't, they'll make it ugly really fast. And so we have to come ready to go, because they have weapons, and they are a good basketball team. Yeah,
it might be considered a basketball town over there. Anytime you have a mini NBA arena, you got a good basketball team. Or at least you got to justify having that arena, right?
No question about it.
And I know you guys don't shy from the challenge, so that'll be another good stepping stone for the San Juan Broncos to just continue to become that team that you want to become against a tough team like that.
Yep, we're getting there more and more. I mean, these guys are having a blast. They're having fun in practice. They're having fun in games. You can see it on their faces. You can see it in their demeanor. You can see it on the bench. It's exactly what I was hoping we would see at this stage of the season. It really is. I'm very proud of our guys. I'm proud of the way that they're carrying themselves right now. And I have a lot of confidence for what's to come in the future.
Awesome, Coach. Merry Christmas to you and your family and all these players and all their families. And Happy New Year. And we'll see you in 2024 as you start the march through the region portion of the season. Appreciate you, Coach.
Hey, thank you.
His team winning handily tonight over Monticello, 81-31. We'll take a look at these final stats now, and then we'll have some final thoughts as we close it out here this evening. And I can't remember where I left off. I know I did score by quarter. I think we were just going to start into the team stats here. And Monticello, the visiting team, ends the night tonight 10 of 50 for 20% from the floor. From two-point range, actually, let's go team by team here. San Juan from the floor, 35 of 36. Sorry, 35. Well, that would be awesome. 35 of 36, but 35 of 67 is totally different. 52% for Monticello, 9 of 28 from inside the arc, 32%. San Juan was 31 of 47 for 66. San Juan 4 of 20 for 20% from long range tonight. And Monticello shot 1 of 22 from 3 for 4.5%. So they threw him up a lot, Monticello, from out there. Really, San Juan's defense was forcing those outside shots, and Monticello really wasn't getting a whole lot of good looks. So from the free throw line tonight, San Juan was exactly where you want to be, 70%. They were 7 of 10, and Monticello was 10 of 16 for 63%. The Broncos won the rebound battle, 39-29. And let's see, Monticello turned the ball over 12 times, San Juan 4. Monticello did block a shot in the second half. San Juan blocked 1 in the first half. The Broncos had 5 steals, none for San Juan. Individual scoring, and Traken Lee and Mason Atwood for Monticello led the way with 8 points apiece. Curtis Bunker had 7, 3 each for Jackson Keyes, and Caden Pearson, a 2-point night for J.D. McDonald. The lone 3-point basket, nobody scored a 3 in the second half for the Buckaroos, so it was the one for Jackson Keyes at the end of the first quarter that stood. And let's see, for San Juan, it was a 13-point night for R.J. Dally, so he came on to take the scoring lead among all scorers tonight. Anthony Doan had 12. Of course, he was struggling with foul trouble, but so he saw some time on the bench. But let's see, we got so many players who came into this game. 9 points each for Brigham Nielsen and Jagger Neves. 8 points for Keaton Ivins, 7 for Trip Palmer. 6 each for Nash Jones and Justice Black. Let's see. I might just have to go down the list right now from this point. George McNaughton had 2. There's a 4-point night for Jake Ivins, 2 for Weston Jones, 1 for Baylor Nielsen, 2 for Cole Duke, and I think that catches everybody. Again, 4 3-point baskets for San Juan, 3 of them for R.J. Dowley as he got hot in the second half, and 1 for Brigham Nielsen. So that's a look at all the stats tonight, and Bobby, now we can just kind of close it out with final thoughts as now the Broncos will head into the Christmas break. And talking with Coach Nielsen before the game, he's not a huge fan of the break. It kind of breaks up a little momentum that they had going on, but you're going to eat turkey or all the things that you eat at Christmas. You're going to open presents. You're going to kind of go into vacation mode, obviously, and then have to get back to basketball against a real tough team in Emory to start the new year.
Yeah, no, breaks suck. Especially when you got things rolling, you just want to keep it going. You want to keep that momentum going, but rather be going into the break with a good win like this than, a bad taste in your mouth or anything else like that. So if you're San Juan, you're probably pretty happy about where you're at here at the break. We've talked about it over and over again. They're really starting to peak right at the right time, right before region play. So hopefully they can come out of the break with that same momentum and obviously go wreak some havoc in the region.
All right, well, that's our final thoughts tonight. Again, it's tough, when it's a big win like this. What exactly do you talk about? Obviously, 81-31 the final. So San Juan has won 4 of their last 5 games headed into the Christmas break. So it's on a high note for San Juan, and they'll have to get back to work to start the new year. So we look forward to that. Again, I'm going to miss the Emory game and Red Rock 92 stream. I don't know about StreamUtah. I don't know about you guys. We're not planning on broadcasting the Emory game, so it looks like that one's not going to be on the air. So you may have to find. I don't know if that'll be on TeamHive.Live, but again, you've got a couple weeks to figure that out. That game is set for January 2nd, and at Castledale. So that is a trip I'm going to miss, unfortunately. And then I'll be back to action. My first broadcast. Let me flip ahead in the calendar here. My first broadcast back is going to be the weekend trip at North Sevier and at Gunnison. So we'll stay the night in Salina and have a couple games over there as we start region play. So region play is going to be fun. New look region this year for San Juan, so we don't know exactly what to expect, and we'll see when we get started in the new year. So that's what's in store. I think that'll do it for us here tonight. Again, the big victory for the San Juan Broncos over Monticello here tonight to close out the 2023 portion of the year. I want to say some thanks before we close it out, and first of all, to all you guys, Bobby and Lane and Cortland and Caleb. Merry Christmas to you guys, and it's fun, and we'll start a new year together once again. So I want to thank all the StreamUtah.Live guys who I just mentioned. Thanks to you, Bobby, for the color tonight. Thanks to all the sponsors making the broadcast possible. Thanks to all the listeners and viewers. You are the reason why we do this. We will thank the sponsors one final time by name here during the close. And that will do it for us here tonight, and that'll do it for us for 2023. We'll see you again on January 5th when the Broncos play at North Sevier. And until then, that's a long time to say so long, but Rhett Sifford saying so long from the San Juan High School gym. Have a great night, high school sports fans.
High School Hoops is a production of Red Rock 92 Sports and StreamUtah.Live. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, Utah State University Blanding, San Juan Health, Car Shop Auto Body, Colleen Kays, author of The 7 Dynamos of Organizational Power, Red Mechanical, San Juan Building Supply, Flights Gymnastics, Northern Electric, Emory Telcom, Napa Motor Parts, Creative Floors, San Juan School District CTE Programs, Blue Mountain Foods, Energy Fuels, Precision Rehab, Lee Contracting, Desert Rivers Credit Union, Holiday Construction, San Juan Pharmacy, Canyonlands Tire, Diamond Propane, Red's Ace Hardware, Southeastern Utah 7-Eleven stores, Blue Mountain Hospital, Furniture Gallery, Dependable Auto Repair, Primary Residential Mortgage, Four Corners Electric, San Juan School District Adult Education, Jones and DeMille Engineering, Bradford Tire, San Juan Counseling, Pick-a-Stitch Embroidery and Apparel, San Juan Mortuary, Four Corners Homes, Utah Navajo Health System, Main Street Drug, San Juan Credit Union, Tailor Made Wooden Heritage, and Innovation Medical Group. We're the home of live high school sports coverage in southeastern Utah, Classic Hits Radio.